Hello guys and welcome in this video. So very excited to do this one for you as a I will present you some parts of my program and all the tool I put in place in order to optimize training, nutrition, body composition, so on and so forth. So it's different steps that I take every morning in order to plan my day and to track results on my body composition and planning my nutrition and planning my training and tracking my training. So it took me roughly 8 months or nearly a year in order to develop all those tools that I'm going to present you. So for and all the program that I use now on a daily basis in order again to optimize every aspect of of my training nutrition. So I'm Guillaume. I'm an engineer. I've been working in finance. And last year I took a class in order to become a personal trainer and to learn many things around training and nutrition. I was going to the gym for the last 20 years, but I never really tracked or organized or my training or my nutrition in a proper way. And as an engineer, I wanted to optimize every aspect of that. So nutrition, to know exactly how much I will need to eat of which food at which time of the day, and for the training, every single set and every single reps and with the weight of every exercise that I wanted to do, how to optimize that in the best way. So I developed different tools in order to assess and to track and to optimize everything about those different um, aspects. So what I do every morning first is to take my measurement. So I have a scale that gives me a lot of information about my body, which I send to my email like this, exactly like I did this morning. And then I take all those different information that I copy, and then I will paste that in my first tool that I use every day again. And then I'm going to paste that here. And then I'm just going to click. Everything is automated. There is nothing to do manually. Everything is automated. So here, what I'm doing, I'm extracting the data from those data that I paste. That is coming again from my scale that I use every morning. And then after I export the data into files in order to keep them on my laptop. And then I'm going to import all the files. So from the date I want to import them. So here, for example, I start on the 3rd of March until the 18th of August, so which is today's date, 2025. Okay, so here's going to be 5.6 months of data. So it's not every day, like sometimes I miss day, obviously, when I go on vacation or if I just don't do it, but I would say like 90% of the time I take my measurement and then I do this process to send it to this first application that I developed. So here's just like old code that is happening in the background, and now I finish it finished. So now I get the results. So I can see the results on a weekly basis. So this is from here from March, and then we have the average of all the measure I take for every week. So here we can see, for example, my body fat here was at 16%. Now it's at 12.4% on average. Okay. I got the same for the last 15 days. So I got the data for the last 15 days again, just to see the short-term evolution. Okay. And then I have different graphs that I look in order to analyze my different measures. So here I got all the measure coming from the scale. You can see some graph here to tell you how good it is, and then here you have some scoring analysis of the different results. And then here I'm just going to put it there. And then here you have like different measures. So from today, last week, last 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, so on and so forth. And then here I got all the different graphs that I used again to analyze. So this is on the last 15 days. So all the graphs are automated to get the value for the last 15 days. And then here, so you can see my body weights, muscle mass, body fats, muscle quality, visceral fats, body water, BMI. One indicator I really like is the FFMI value. So it's basically the lean mass. It's like the BMI, but it's taking into account only the lean mass divided by the your height squared. Okay. The BMR, metabolic age, and then the pulse. And then what I really like, what's really cool, is that I can optimize my training also based on those results here. So we have the result by segmental. So it's like the left and the right arm. We have the torso, left, right arm, and then you can see the evolution of the hair muscle mass across the last 15 days. And then you can see here the distribution on left, right arm, and here the left and right leg. So here, what I tend to do when I have a small unbalance to try to work a little bit more, for example, on my left leg at the gym in order to rebalance my two legs. So this is just to avoid injuries and unbalance. Then here I have muscle quality and then my body fats across my different segments. Okay. After I do the analysis of my of the ideal range of the muscle mass from torso, arm, and muscle and legs. Okay, so here I have the arms in green, in black I have the legs, and then in red the torso. As you can see here, I'm a bit below the ideal range for this measure. Okay, here then after I have the body composition. So I have my weight, it's 81.8. Then I have the fat-free mass, fat mass, muscle mass, water, proteins. Okay, so everything is automated. Then here I get like a body rating, so it's coming from the scale also where you have one value, and then if you want to go from one to another one, it will it will give you automatically some tips for what you need to do in order to achieve this goal. All right, so this is for the last 15 days, and now I have the same for the last 6 months. So I can see on a more long-term evolution. So here my weight, so I was at 86 kilos in March, and now I'm at like 82.5. So I wanted to lose like body fat, and now I'm trying to so I lose a little bit of muscle, but not so much. If you look at the comparing to the first day, I'm at exactly the same point, but now I was at 16% body fat, and now I'm around 12% body fat. So this is just to improve my body composition. So this is what you want to do in order to analyze your body, to know where you are, to see your tendency, and of course to improve your body composition and reach your goal in terms of weight, muscle mass, body fat, so on and so forth. Also FFMI, which is to me a very important measure, which my goal would be to go maybe to 23, maybe 24, but this is very optimistic. All right, so again, the same for the body water across the last 6 months, the muscle quality, visceral fat. So here you can see also very positive that it went down. Visceral fat is the fat that you have around your organs, and you have to reduce that as much as you can by consuming good quality food and reducing processed and junk food. And then the BMR also. So BMR is basically the energy that your body requires just in order to stay alive. And then on top of that, if you want to know your calorie needs, you will need to take into account your energy you use for digestion, and then your activity, training, so on and so forth. Okay. So here metabolic age, also this went down from 23 to 21, so this is very positive. And I have my morning pulse here around 80 in the morning. Here my body composition over the last 6 months, and then the same here I have my segmentals over the last 6 months. So here I have my left and right arm, torso, and then my right and left legs for the muscle mass, and then here for the muscle quality, and then for the body fat here. So you can see here that we drop body fat from the left arm, from the right arm, from the torso, and then also from my legs. And here basically my muscle mass didn't really move for the last 6 months, apart maybe for the legs a little bit, but then for the arm not so much. And then the ideal range again for the muscle distribution. So here I got like all the different parameters that you want to set up at the beginning when you use this application. Your age, your height, so on and so forth, in order to calculate the different measure, and then you can see here the progression, and here as well you can set up the target of each weight, body fat, muscle mass, and muscle quality, and then you can set, and then you get your initial from the data, and then it will tell you like your progress in terms of percentage. So for example, my body fat was at 15.7 when I started, so let's say March. Now it's at 12, so I reached 89% of my goal. All right, so once I've done that, so very quick, 1 minute in order to import the data. Then I go back here, and then the next things I want to do is to plan my nutrition. So I'm going to open my optimal plate, which is again an application that I developed for almost 6 months, if not more, and then that I use for the last 3 months in order to optimize my nutrition at the gram precision. So then I open the application. Friend was trying to call me. Okay, so now it's just opening the application in the background. Okay, good. All right, so let's start with my optimal plate. So again, it's my nutrition tool that I developed in order again to optimize my nutrition. So just one thing that I take from my plate, from my body composition, is the BMR. So let's go back up there, and then you can see that my BMR is 2066. Okay, 2066 calories, and this is the value that we're going to find back. Let me just zoom here to have it in full screen. Okay, so here we have the BMR that is taken from my first application, and you use the estimation. You use this value. So you can also estimate the calculate. So there are two models here in order to calculate the BMR. So this one, so you can see here is going to be 754, and then this one, which is going to be 1917. So I prefer to use mine and from the scale because it's more precise, because it takes into account your muscle mass, and not only your height and your weight, but also your muscle mass, body fat, so on and so forth. So it's much more precise to proceed this way. And then here I adjust like the different parameters. So first I want to get to say how much active I am. So I go to the gym 3 days to 5 days. And then for me, I want to have a small calorie surplus. So I was in a calorie deficit for when I lost my body fat for the last for 3 to 4 months. And then after I want to build back my my weight up, and especially my muscle mass. But I don't want to take too much calories surplus to not store fat. I just want to build muscle, so I have to be very precise here, and I want to go only for 100 uh, calorie surplus. And then in the future, maybe I will raise it. So I will document all my process in future videos. So just subscribe to the channel, and then we will see that I will certainly raise this to maybe, let's see. Uh, Try to select here. So maybe instead of being 100, I will go maybe to 200, 300. But then again, on a daily basis, I will monitor my weight and my body fat in order to adjust perfectly those parameters in order to achieve my goal in a fastest way and linear way, and not go off track for those for the target that I set for myself. And then you calculate your macro distribution. So I'm not going to give a class here, but macro distribution. So you have the protein, fat, and carbs. And then here I select how much proteins I want to eat for per kilograms of body weight. So here I select 2.25, and then my fat energy coming my energy coming from the fat. So here I put 40%. But here you have the choice around across all these different values. And then at the end, it will give me 184 grams of protein, 147 grams of fat, and 311 grams of carbs. And this for other micronutrients, so saturated fat, unsaturated fat, so on. So the total calorie I will eat during this day will be 3 kilocalories. Okay? There are a lot of different other options here, but I will not go through into detail. I just want to cover the basis of this application, and I will do more video in order to describe further this application. All right, so let's continue. So here after what I want to do is to select my food for okay, first before selecting the food, I want to distribute the macro across the different meals here. So I'm going to go to split here, and then you'll see here I have my distribution that I set here. I think it's very important to distribute your macro in a proper way. So for the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So both for the digestion, and then for your sleep also, and for how the body is going to absorb the nutrients from your food. So here, for example, in the morning I get 35% of my proteins, 45% of my fat, which is quite high, and then 25% of the carbs. And then we have the same for lunch, so 25% protein, 30% fat, and 40% carbs. And here I got proteins for dinner, so this is after my workout because I usually work out on the evening, and then I have my dinner right after, where I'm going to have 40% of my proteins, 25% of fat, and 35% of carbs. So more high proteins and high fat, carbs, sorry, and then low fats. All right. So I want to do that because I want to I want to get more fat in the morning, much less in the dinner in order to optimize digestion and my metabolism. And also here, like to have more protein for the breakfast because your body is more insulin sensitive and is going to absorb more, your muscle are going to absorb more nutrients. So big breakfast, which is important for every one of us, because yeah, it will also help you to reduce your cortisol in the morning after you eat your breakfast, and you will feel released, and then your body again absorb much more properly the nutrients, and you'll digest better with a low fat dinner and sleep better. But you have all those distribution that you can use. For example, I will show you. So for example, if you want to use intermittent fasting approach, like for example here, then it will distribute your macro, so the 3,303 calories across lunch and dinner only. So here you can see there is no more breakfast. And then you can see here, so that's the results. Okay, so let's go back now to my distribution that I use on a daily basis in order to optimize my nutrition. So here this morning, for example, I had this breakfast. So I used beef, and then I select the portion here, avocado, half avocado, blueberry, date, and eggs. And then it will tell me exactly how much I need to eat for each of those food and portions. So here's the result. So we need to have 125 grams of beef, half avocado, 200 grams of blueberry, 80 grams of date, which is approximately 4 dates, and then 5 eggs. Okay. Here you can zoom, so here you can define your portion also. So as you see, this is a game changer for your to help you in the nutrition. So you can just put the volume for whatever fruits you want, like banana, avocado, and then here you have predefined weight and volume. Then you can go back here. Here you can zoom like in different way you want. So here it will bring you all the graph. So the graph is to give you like the expected value and the expected and the results after all the like 400,000 calculation that is happening in the background. And then here you have the result for the macronutrients, and then here you have the results for the micronutrients, minerals, fat composition, and carbs composition. Okay, I will not go more into detail, but it's just to give you of how much by eating that plan, how much you will reach the different goal you can set in another tablet. Okay, you can zoom also like just on the results. So one very cool feature also here is that you can send. So here you can put your email address, and then you can just click here, and then I will show you again like back on my. I will go back to my email. Yeah. So before I go back to the email, so here for the lunch, what I'm going to have. So I'm going to have a beef, rice, walnuts. Walnuts, very important fruit, guys. So make sure you eat it a little bit every day. It will prolong your longevity and your risk of death. So here I just got the email. And then I can take it there. Up, I'll bring it here. Up. And then here you can see, so that's the date of today, and I just received the email here, so it gives me breakfast, lunch, dinner, the portion, weight, quantity, and then all the different details. So sometimes here you have more details. So here's give you what we have on my optimal plate tab. Here for the lunch, dinner. So you have the glycemic index, fiber, insulin load, insulin index, PDCR, price, for total, then you have all the graph, and then for each of the vitamins, mineral, fats, carbs, it will give you like hints if you're above or below your daily goal. Okay, so here you have also like a recap for the list of food, and then like a summary here, also like a summary of the different calculation for the different food of each of the different meal, and how much you reach your target. Okay, so here for example, what we want to do here. So for example, here if I eat that, I'm going to reach 100% of my proteins needs for my breakfast. Here, 99% of my protein, of my fat, and then here, 98% of my carbs. Okay, so it's matching nearly exactly what I required. And then here for lunch, it will match. If I eat that, it will match 100% my proteins, 99% my fat, and 101% my carbs. And then here for my dinner, what I plan to eat, so lamb, sweet potatoes, banana, date, and apricot pieces. This is very good for the potassium, by the way. So I also recommend apricots, the dry apricots. And then here, so if I eat that, I will eat again 100% my protein, 108% for my fat, and 100%. So overall, if I eat this, I will get exactly my macronutrients for my day. So this is one is I absolutely love it. For the last 3 months, I use it because I just do my food and I know exactly that I don't need to eat more or less. It's exactly what I need and what my body needs in order to recover properly for my training and to reach my goals, and to improve my training and to improve digestion and so on and so forth. There is no tracking with the app there where you're going to be at the end of the day, like always, you're going to be off in one of the macronutrients, and then you will stress why I'm not there. So here, when you have the plan, and it's what I like to have, like for everything, you need to plan the things in order to reach your goal. Okay, so once I define my on my meal, and then I send that to my phone, then I have it on my phone in order to yeah to prepare that and to reach my nutrition goals. Okay, I will not go more into detail in the application, but there are many other things I can do. I can use tracking, so I can copy that to my tracking records, and then let's wait that to finish. Okay, so here basically is taking all the food that I have for the day, and then to put me them here. So if I want to keep a history of my food every day, so this is what I need to do. So if I eat that, when I eat that, then I know that what I ate yesterday. Then tomorrow I'm going to put different fruits, different meat, different vegetables, so on and so forth. And then we have different quantities because again, you understand that my BMR is varying on a daily basis. So I want to optimize that. But here I can also add like a food. So if at the end of the day I had something like a snack, I can just add it there with the right portion and how many of it, and then it will calculate. And then tomorrow, again, I can do the same. Save my food here that I had around if I want. And then if you are off also, you will reuse that for yesterday and then compensate. It will compensate, but I will not go into detail in that because it's a bit complex operation. All right, good. You can also here choose the food. I created that. So if you choose the food that you have in your fridge or your wardrobe, like for your breakfast, lunch, dinner, you can just set the different food here. And then if you feel that you don't have so much inspiration, let me just do again here. Then it will, you can just click here on this button, and then it will generate automatically some. So for example, if I click here, then it will take the food that I have set for my lunch and dinner, and then it will give you like a random allocation of a random pick for the food. So here it will be beef, sweet potatoes, avocado, banana, dates. Okay, and then you can see here the results, and then it will tell me, and this will match my exact goal. So here 103%, 100%, and 102%, which would be 1093 calories. Okay, so this is how I optimize my nutrition on a daily basis. And now the last point I wanted to go through is my program that I use in order to track other data. So this is all the data that I track. So here I have like body composition. So this is taken from my first application that I presented to you. Here I have like my training at the gym. So how long I train, the calorie I burn, 100, the heart rate average, the heart rate maximum. So I click that with my watch, as every watch should have now, and then I take my proteins here. Ah, yeah, so here I can also copy. So I copy also my macro here. So this I will do that now, show you, and then you can see here. So this is what we calculate on my optimal plate, and then I got it there as a record and to do some calculation. Here I got then my steps, energy in the morning, in the afternoon, and then my sleep duration. And then based on that, I calculate and do like graph um, across all those different measures. So let me show you that. Um, so first you need also like we need to fill that, and then you can send also by WhatsApp all the program that we have for the day that I can send to myself or to remind me like everything I need to do for the day in terms of habits and So here I got like fitness test that I haven't done but should do every week. So like push up, squat, plank, burpees, and then there's the explanation here. I will not go into detail. Here I got my body composition for the last 15 days. Okay, so this is what we had. This is taken again from my first application. Here's like on a weekly basis for the last 6 months, but here I started like 5 weeks ago. This program, macro calculation. So here's the nutrition. So I have like protein, fat, carbs regarding to my goals, so on and so forth. And then here we have calorie distribution. So you can see here that I started at 2,800 calories, and then now I'm trying to go higher in order to build more muscle and to recover better from my training. Okay, that's the activity. So all the sleep steps, some graph recommendation. You can see the average of the sleep, of the different of the training here, of the calories burned through steps. Or here I didn't put any values yet for my steps. But you can see here on average I burned 286 calories for the last 7 days on the steps, or the last 14 days 444 calories, which is 10,000 steps nearly. So this is what I aim to do every day. And then so you can see here again the calorie burned through steps, the steps for the last 15 days, the morning in the afternoon, the energy in the morning, afternoon, my sleep duration and the different type of sleep, and then the sleep quality. And then here's the calorie burn, my heart rate, maximum average for the cardio training. But I didn't complete any. I was very busy, so just going into the gym at the moment, but I'm planning to go back to that very soon. Okay, so here's all the fitness test results, and then the calorie burn through the steps. So here I didn't put yet in it's Monday, so it's the beginning of the week. I have to set. So here on average you can see the steps for the last few weeks. So here I get the energy morning, afternoon. Here I got my sleep. So I see my sleep is going a little bit down. So this is should try better on this point. So especially for the total sleep and the my deep sleep also I aim to have 2 hours per night. And then the sleep quality, and then the so this is the calorie burn. Uh, okay, so this for the 6 months activity. Training I will go into more detail later on. So it's, it's okay. Okay, let me close my template. So it takes a bit of time here. Closing, but then I will close this one also. Okay, good. All right. So the last things I wanted to cover here is the training and how I optimize my training. So I've been going to the gym again for the last 20 years, but I never really. I was always doing like a split, like a upper body, lower body, and always a little bit the same exercise. But I never really track my progress, and I just realized now that I'm doing it. That is very, very important, and I think everyone should do it in the gym. So when I see people in the gym, no one does it, but then it's impossible to know how much weight you did the previous time and the reps and to calculate. And then I calculate here so many metrics useful in order to optimize the training. So how is it presented? So here I have for 6 months, 26 weeks. The for every day I set up my program, so the exercise. So here you can see the date. So everything is automated. There is nothing to nothing to do. Everything is protected, automated. So it's no risk of compromising anything. So here I get like the week. So again, 26 weeks. Here we have the date, and then I choose my type of workout, and then I choose which part. So if it's upper body, lower body, push, pull, or full body session. And then here I put my exercise, all right, that I predefined. So this 5 weeks ago. So I'm doing push pull leg on a session because I like to do like shorter sessions, so like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour maximum in the gym for each of those splits. So again, push, pull, and legs. So here what I have, I select my exercise, okay, and then I have a video link that is automatically populated. So this is in order to help me to see the perfect execution or for my for people who want to use it, who want to use it. I will put it online very soon, like on a free. So if you want to have access to it, you can have access to this program, which is I think everyone should use. It's great. Um, and then you got here you set the number of sets, and then here when you go to the gym, so the first time you will going to record what you're going to do. Okay, so here's the load, the weight, the reps, and the RPE, and then you put that. So that is for the first day. Okay, and then what's going to happen on the second day when you're going to do a lower body? So if I go there, so you will see here the previous load and the previous reps. So this is exactly what I did here. So you see 36 and 12, and then I found this 36 and 12. So when I go the next time to the gym, I know that I want to push that higher because the weight higher because I did 12 reps. So I know that I can do. I want to do. If I do always more than 10 reps, then I set for the next time. I will set the weight higher in order to increase my strength and then work more on volume with the time when in order to develop my muscle. And then once I estimate in terms of strength in terms of volume, more than 12 reps, then I apply again a progressive overload. So I increase the weight. Okay, so here, then I did, so 41 for the leg curl. Again, I did 12, RPE 9. And then I calculate a lot of metrics here for my training. So the one the 1 RM percentage, uh, yeah, a lot of different volumes, average loads, so on and so forth. And I will show you there after the summer. So it's no training, so it's going in black. Uh, Again, everything is automated. You just need to set the exercise and set the weight and the. So for example, today I will show you. So here I didn't train for some time. I was on vacation. So here, for example, for today. So today, yesterday, there. So today it's again, I will put hypertrophy here, and then I will just select push, okay, and then I will take the exercise again, bench press. I think there's another exercise that I didn't put here. Yeah, dumbbell lateral raise that I didn't do last time, and then I just okay, and then I take the same. So reps I aim to do this exercise up like that, and then you can see here. So what you saw here. So these are and the numbers that appeared here. It's the values for the just put it like that. So last time I went to the gym. When I did a push session, I did 90 kilos with 5 reps. Okay, so today I will put again 90 kilos I will try to do more reps than that. And then I put 80 kilos, so maybe I will go down. Maybe I will keep 90 kilos if I do maybe 8 reps. Or if not, I will go back to a higher volume in order to develop my hypertrophy to stimulate the hypertrophy of the muscle. And then next time maybe I will go higher for the weight. So I have a quick exercise, a very quick session. So I will have 17 sets across 6 different exercises. So how do I record then my exercise? Then I go to here to Tab Monday. So this will be obviously on my phone, and I will just need to go to this tab, and then I will fill here. So for example, I will put 90 kilos on my phone, and then I will put maybe 8, okay, maybe 6, and then the RPE maybe I will put 10 because I like to put up to failure the first session. And then after when I finish my training, then I go back and then I go on my laptop and then I put all those value here. So again, this is automated. I have some button here to copy the data over here. And then once this done, then I can generate reports. So if I click here, it will generate me reports. So this I already done it, but it will generate me reports to analyze my session. So here you can see my different session that I did over the last 4 weeks. So here, for example, lower body session. So you can see here all the different metrics. I really like to track this one: the work density, the rate, the session effort, and the strength endurance. One very important metric also that I like to measure is the wait, it's not the volume. Yeah, it's per exercise. So yeah, so let's go here. So you can see I have also the duration, calories, heart rate, average, and the maximum. So this is to tell me how intense were those sessions, and then adjust it if needed. So one important matrix here also is 1 RM percentage, which is calculated here across all the different exercises that I did for each of the session. Okay, so here's for the session, and then I got also I can also like analysis for every exercise. All right. So for example, if I take here deadlift, then here you can see here, I will zoom a little bit. Okay. So here, for example, deadlift. So I started at 100 kilos, 8 reps, FP9, and then this is all the different, all the my previous sessions. So you can see here, I did 100, 109, and then I went to 120, so five times, and then last time I did like 6 times, RP9, so on and so forth. And then here you can see, so here's what you want really to improve every time you go, is to improve your 1RM estimated. So it's calculated by a model here, so you have different model in order to calculate that. Here I'm using the Epley formula, but you have different model that you can use. You can just change it like that, and then it will update the 1RM calculation. But yeah, if you want to use one of our other models, and then here you can see again the here so the 1RM. So this is really what you want to increase every single time you go to the gym, and so which is this one. So you can see here for my deadlift it increased, here for my face pull it increased, here for my bench press so it decreased at the end. So yeah, so maybe I need to do a bit more hypertrophy first and then a bit more strength. Here also it increased, here it's increased for the dips. No, I think yeah, trying to go down here, and then for the yeah, silence for silence. So this is very important. So the first set, for the second set, will be to have a 1RM higher every time you go to the gym, at least for the first set. Okay. One other very important values that I like to have is this one. So the session effort, so it's the volume divided by the RPE, and then the volume divided by the reps, so the strength endurance ratio. So it's the total volume divided by the number of reps. So this will give you also a good indication of how much in proportion your weight is increasing across time, across all the reps you do and all the weight you did. Okay. And then you have all the measures. So here, all the volumes for each of the different sets, for each of the exercise, total volume, the total volume of each exercise, regarding all the exercise you did during your session, so on and so forth. Okay. So this is how I track my. So this is absolutely game changer. I think for me, it's so easy to use it. And again, I will put it. I need to create a link in order to give it for you for free, guys, because it's yeah, you're going to improve your training by 10 by following by using this by tracking. And again, it's very easy to use. Right. So here then I got the last thing maybe I wanted to show analysis of the session. So let's go back. So I have also like analysis for the training on the not only on the session and the things, but also like a graph. So here you got also like measure that so you can see here the historic for the last 15 days of the session. You can see here all different metrics. So if it increased or decreased over, so from the 2 weeks ago to last week. So how many number of exercise, the number of sets, the number of reps, if it increased, decreased for this, for the total, for the lower, and then for the upper body. And then it will tell you here to give you some tips automatically on the total, lower, and then upper body. So it will give you some tips on how you can improve or what you should do for your training. So here, for example, advice total, maintain or slightly increase the load for continued gains, as this setup is optimal for both endurance and strength training. Focus on consistent recovery strategies to sustain this high level of adaptation. Okay, and then here I have a graph for the last 15 days, so the number of exercise, lower, upper body. So I want that to be constant over time and to not have too big gaps like I had here, like when I went on vacation. So the number of exercise, the number of sets for upper, lower body, and then the number of reps. So this ideally should stay more or less constant or increase. Number of reps, so the average. Um, uh, for upper and lower body, per exercise, RPE, RPE total, 1RM, volume, intensity ratio, work density, so this should increase also, work rate and rep efficiency. So all this is calculate, measure that we do session effort. So based with the time that we record from the session and all the other parameters that we have. So here's the volume. For this time, it's not for exercise, but it's for each of the muscle. Here's the 1RM percentage. for each of the exercise, and then the number of sets. So this you want to keep to make sure that you reach between 10 to 15 reps sets, sorry, for per week. So you want to track that for each of your muscles. So, and the activation for each of the muscles also for the last 15 days. Okay. And then here for lastly for the exercise, for this is the over the last 6 months. So this is weekly. For the last 5 weeks, the number of training. So you can see here per week the number of training. So last week I went 6 times, and the previous week yeah, just one time because again I was on the vacation. Training duration, okay, so you can see on average less than 50 minutes, so very quick. Heart rate, maximum heart rate, the training type, the number of body parts, of number of training per body part, and then here I got like the number of exercise per week that I did, number of sets that I did, number of reps, the RP average, and yeah, here it's 0 because against the vacation, and then we got the volume, RPE, 1 RM average, so here I'm always above, yeah, between 75 and 80%. Fatigue index, so this is how your weight decrease or increase across your set. ETLIE, so this is the volume times RPE, work density, so on and so forth. And I've got all those measures also for across all the different muscles. So here I get the volume, 1 RP, 1 RM, so on and so forth. So here I want this always to increase. So for example, here the pectoral and back, so the volume, I want this to increase every week. Yeah, as the 1 RM, as the 1 RM that I showed you previously. So here I got the volume and the 1 RM, this time back by exercise. So you can define your favorite exercise. So bench press, dips, tricep push down, overhead press. So this is my favorite exercise that I have in my program. Okay. So for example, pull-ups, and then I want again the volume to increase with my 1 RM. So this is what I like to do more. It's like a linear linear um, uh, progression. So on the volume and on the 1 RM. So the other program where it's like undulator. So you can focus more on your strengths for maybe 1 week or one session, and then focus more on the volume on the next session, and progressing like that. For me, I like to do a bit of like linear progression, so both to have both strength and volume. Like here for the leg extensions, we can see that in blue my 1 RM increased, or even here more like the leg curve. My 1 RM went from 350 on the first week to now 400. Okay, so that's what we want. Here I got a database of exercise. So again, you can set up your favorites in order to graph them, and you can also add your own exercise at the end if you want. Okay, I think that's it for what I wanted to present you in this program. So I will try to do like a very regular video in order to update you where I am in my progression, how I track all that, and continuing try to continue to improve my body composition, my strength, and my volume as everyone should do. So let me know what you think in the comments of those process that I put in place. So again, for body composition, my application, my optimal plate, and then my training program, and with all of the different habits and yeah, sleeps and steps. Yeah, maybe one last thing I forgot to say is that I can also I also define like habits and supplement that I should take and should do on a daily basis. So for example, here I got my habits. So this was for the first week, and then so this is the different day. So this for each of the weeks. Then here you can just put it on your phone easily. So you open it here and then click here. Wake up at the same time. Read 10 page of a self-development book in the morning. So you can click here. On the evening, like morning push-up, like 50 push-up, to walk 10K per day, to drink some green tea, no social media the last hour of the day, to drink 2 liters, so on and so forth. So this is just to track a bit in order to help you in your recovery and your mental health. Okay, and then here you have like the supplements, so creatine that I take before my workout, vitamin D, omega-3, this I don't take it anymore, magnesium before bed, L-theanine, arginine, glutamine, taurine, L-citrulline, and beta-alanine. So this is what I take usually before my workout in order to increase the pump and uh, the pump and the strength and the endurance during my workout. All right, I think I said everything. Oh no, I also have this point that I didn't mention. So here, I also take a picture after update for the week 5. I took it this morning. So what I do here, I take a picture of myself every week, every Monday, in order to track my progress. So you can see here, I can just do like that, and then you can see, so for example, here. So I get, you can put like all the picture like to see the progress from a weekly basis. So here I have the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then this up to 6 months, 26 weeks. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you again for listening. Just yeah, got some quotes here of the day for you. Just I'm going to do this video in order to update you again in my journey. So again, don't hesitate to follow me on Instagram. I put the link in the comments, and then and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.